All right, thanks for tuning in. For today's video, it's just one of those days where you just get lucky and figure them out. I catch some big fish, so stay tuned. Watch this one all the way through. You don't want to miss them. Different species of big fish. I caught some big ones of several different species. But about halfway through the video, my microphone system failed on me once again. Unfortunately, these electronic gadgets are just not that reliable, and I am so disappointed because this is some awesome footage of some giant fish. But I will narrate through it, so bear with me. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. This is how thick the fog is this morning. Having a hard time seeing where I'm going. All right, welcome back to the channel. The fog is so thick I can't see to navigate, so I'm just gonna start fishing. Pretty tough to navigate in this kind of fog. All right, I made it to where I wanted to fish anyway. Man, it's a little chilly. There we go. Uh-oh. I'm using the old jig and fluke. I believe it's just a spot. Yeah, it's a nice one though. I will take it. How in the world did you get hooked like that? Nice fatty to start the morning on the old trusty jig and fluke. I gotta say, that felt good. Really surprised that I'm expecting some stripers to be in this area, but it just hadn't happened yet. Ooh, it's a big one. I'm gonna have to net this one. Ooh. Ooh, it's a nice one. Nice big spot. That could be pushing 3 right there. On the old bass jig. Let's see my fish finder here. That's fish right there. You can see I'm only in almost 9 feet. So there's a little point here. And there just might be another. Just might be another. I will take that. Nice one. All right, this is the point of the day where my microphone system stopped working. But I saw some bait fish on the surface out here suspended. And I tried my jig and fluke, couldn't catch them. Tried topwater, couldn't catch them. So I picked up my fluke rod, which is just a weightless fluke, and I hooked into a good one here. Nice striper. I can't tell you how disappointed I am that the sound went out right here. I mean, give me a break. But anyway, I'm going to be fighting this one for a while, so I'll just kind of narrate you through it. The situation here was there was a lot of bait that was suspended about 5 to 10 feet down underneath the surface, and I would see little dimples occasionally from the bait fish, and what I was doing was casting to these dimples. You would see a fish hit the surface occasionally, but there weren't very many. So I would just, when there was bait fish near the surface, I would throw my fluke in there and just twitch it along. Anyway, it takes a while to land these stripers. And I was having a blast. A lot of my goofy laughing was going on, but unfortunately you can't hear it. So getting ready to net him here. It was a good striper, decent one. It's going to take me a minute here. I use the fish grippers because these stripers are so strong and they will twist and they can almost break your wrist. So I just use the grippers. It protects my hands. Anyway, nice striper. Love catching them. We're getting close to that time of year where it's really going to get good. So I released this fish and I cast out there again just 2 seconds later, the very next cast. And I'm twitching my fluke along. And you'll see what happens here momentarily. There you go. I had one just slam it. This time it's a big largemouth. I mean, it was a nice one. You know, the largemouths fight great, but it doesn't take nearly as long as landing a striper. But I like catching them all. Boy, it was a nice, healthy one. Yeah, this one was big enough. I got my scale out and wanted to weigh it. It wasn't as big as I thought it was going to be, but it was still a nice one. So on my scale here, it came out to 4.44, so almost 4.5 pound, 4.5 pound largemouth. Good fish. So I pick up the old fluke rod again, and I had you can see, if you notice there, you see a couple little dimples from these bait fish. And I fired out there and started working it through those bait fish again. And when a striper hits this fluke, man, they just crush it. Nothing like it. Man, I was having fun. I love catching these big stripers. Again, it's going to take me a while to land them. I'm using, for what it's worth, I'm using 14-pound gamma fluorocarbon. Strong, strong line. I love when they just, when you first see them, when they come up to the surface, there's just something about those. I think they're beautiful fish. I love catching the stripers. Nothing fights harder than a striper. Again, I've had a lot of comments about people, talking about my fish grippers. They saved my hands. So that was not a giant striper, but it's still a nice one. And I turned her loose, and then this guy had to. The GoPros don't show the depth as well, but he was a lot closer than he should have been. And here I am showing the fluke setup. But again, that guy came by 100 miles an hour, way too close, right over where I was fishing, and that kind of shut him off. But I cast out here again, 15, 20 minutes later, after that, and then I hook another one here. And this time it's a big spot. But again, back to the guy, there's no sense driving by that fast, that close to another, someone who's fishing or anybody, you can go around. Anyway, this was a decent spot here, pretty good one. The fluke was working today. Took me a minute to get him unhooked, but there you go. Nice. It's 2.5, maybe 3. Okay, then it got a little hot on me, so I had to take my jacket off, and I cast out here again. This will be my last fish of the video. Okay, working it along. And hey, this fish just almost took the rod out of my hands. This is the biggest striper of the day. You can see it moving the boat. I had to use my trolling motor to keep him from spinning me around. Pull and drag. I mean, just unbelievable how powerful these fish are. This is a good one. Again, it's going to take me a few minutes to land him because they are strong. But you got him close to the boat here. This might be my biggest striper. I mean, the one I caught the other day was pretty good, but this one here is one of the bigger ones I've caught so far this fall. Man, what a fish. Jeez. I had to come home and edit the film, otherwise I'd still be out there. So, if you're watching, this video was filmed this morning, this Sunday morning. This is when this was filmed. There we go. Nice, nice, big, chunky striper. I was happy. Made my day. All right, thanks for watching. That was one of the better days I've had for a while. These stripers were suspended underneath some suspended bait fish, and took me a while to figure them out, but I did, and I caught some good ones. It just kills me that the sound went out right as I got all that footage for those big stripers. Man, is that just my luck. I mean, I'm telling you, it just irritates me to no end. But thanks for watching. Give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed and stay tuned. I've got some more good stuff coming up.